Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of a prepared mind. And I get sent pictures and emails and videos. And if you would like to do so, my email's in the description box below. So this first email with some pictures came in from a community member. She said, "Up and Adam, busy bee already this morning. Dehydrate onions and bell peppers. I had in the freezer 7-quart bags, 1-gallon bag, all from the farmer's market I salvaged for free. Inspiration to preserve. God bless and hugs." So here's some more inspiration for you from a community member. She said, "I sure am enjoying your videos lately, especially the prepping ones. Thank you for all that you do help us stay confident, prepared, and ready for life's emergencies." Well, thank you. You guys are the one that helped me stay prepared and inspired. And I'm so glad that you guys stay prepared and inspired because of me, because it's like one hand washes the other. You know what I'm saying? She said, "I'm sort of new to gardening, so I'm always curious about what I will end up with." Same. Even experienced gardeners, we're always like, what are we going to end up with? Because you don't know anymore. You really don't. So she said, sometimes I have a lot and sometimes not. This year I had an abundance of yellow squash, so I included a couple photos to show what I ended up with. I honestly did not know. If you cube up 1 7-inch squash and 1 medium-sized onion, this is how much you will get. I used a 12-inch cast iron skillet. I ended up with 2 heaping cups of veggies. You get a lot more than store-bought squash because there is absolutely no water runoff as the squash cooks. I thought squash had water, but evidently a garden squash does not. Plus, it maintains its texture and shape as it cooks. Moral of a story, garden squash is amazing, and I'm no longer sure what I was buying when I bought my squash in the produce aisle of the grocery store. Remember the TikTok saying, "I was today years old when I learned." It's so true. I know, right? So in the pictures, it's 12-inch cast iron skillet, 1 squash, 1 onion. See how it doesn't get mushy. Okay, thank you so much, sweetheart. I love this. So here's an email from a community member that wrote in the other day about wanting to pressure can her burrito mix. And I said I wasn't quite sure because I didn't know what her ingredients were for her burrito mix. And so she said her burrito mix is refried beans, mom brain, taco meat, cheese, and picante sauces in it. Am I going to be able to can it? I hope. Thank you. Not with the cheese. Not with the cheese. I don't believe. Anybody else want to chime in on this? I do not believe you can the cheese. Everything else, yes. But what you're going to have to do is when you pressure can it, you're going to have to pressure can it to what the meat is. So if you're doing pints, if you're doing quarts, that's like that. Is it 45 minutes for pints, 90 minutes for quarts at your altitude? And it's generally 10 pounds of weight. Oh my dear Lord. Hang on. Okay, now it's for a hot pack, because you got a hot pack when it comes to ground meat. You got to cook it first and then pressure can it. Pints is 75 minutes, quarts is 90 minutes, and then whatever your elevation is. I'm at 10 pounds, because I'm at 1,000, below 1,000 feet. So if you are 0 to 2,000 feet, you're at 11 pounds. Well, it's, you know, like 10 pounds, 11 pounds, whatever. 2,000 to 4,000 feet is 12 pounds. 4,000 to 6,000 feet, 13 pounds. 6,000 to 8,000 feet is 14 pounds. Let's see. It says for procedure, I'm just going to read this out to you, La Diana. So you know, you can, you know, take this for what it's worth. Choose fresh chilled meat with venison. Add 1 part high quality pork fat to 3 to 4 parts venison before grinding. Use freshly made sausage, seasoned with salt, cayenne, sage may be used as a bitter off flavor. Shape chopped meat into patties or balls, or cut case sausage into 3 to 4 inch lengths. Cook until slightly browned. Ground meat may be sauteed without shaping. Remove excess fat. Fill jars with pieces. Add boiling meat broth, tomato juice, or water, leaving 1 inch headspace. Add 1 teaspoon of salt per quart to the jars if desired. Adjust liquids and process. So the book that I'm reading from is The Complete Home Guide to Canning and Home Preserving. So this is the book that I always go by. But like I said, because I would not put the cheese in there, okay? But that's just my opinion. Somebody else might have a different opinion, but I myself would not put cheese in there, okay? But then again, I've never pressure canned, because I know people like pressure can like milk and butter and stuff like that. I've never done that myself, okay? I've never done that. So I have no experience at all whatsoever with pressure canning dairy, okay? So I'm not going to say, oh yeah, it's a great idea. No, I'm not going to say it because I don't have experience with it. Even if you wanted to do this separately, you know, do your meat separately, the sauce to sauce, the pints are about 15-20 minutes to pressure can your sauce to sauce, okay? For beans, now beans, not referring to refried beans, but beans in general, if you're going to put like a sauce in with them, pints are 65 minutes, quarts are 75 minutes. Just trying to think, because I've never pressure canned beans before. So now without sauce for beans, like if you're going to, you know, like do like canna lily beans, lima bean, you know, like that type of thing, pints 75 minutes, quarts 90 minutes. And then of course, you know, after you pressure can them, because they'll be cooked, you know, because generally what you do is you soak them for 12 to 18 hours and then you pressure can them. And then, you know, because you can make your own refried beans it's pinto beans, that's all that is, you know, unless you want to do black bean refried beans, which is my preference. But and then, you know, you just take your pinto bean or your black beans and then you just mash them into refried beans. You know, you could do this all separately, but I've never actually made a combo like that besides making soup and then pressure canning it. But I know there's got to be somebody in the community that will have your answer for you, okay? So here is an email from a community member, and she said, I love watching you and enjoy everything your viewers share. Well, thank you so much, sweetheart. I really appreciate that. She said, I have something to share with everyone today. The fires in Maui seem to be another attack from the elites. Nothing would surprise me, honestly, at this point in the game. Nothing would surprise me. She said, Hawaii, after another nuclear scare was done with the following their rules, was fighting back. This is what they have done to our American brothers and sisters. This is worse than 9/11. Oh, good Lord. Because if you count everything during Rona, everything is done to Ohio, New York, and all the states with food disruption and the train derailment, hurricanes in Florida, and now this. We are seriously being attacked from the sky. Our problems are above us. We all need to stop being distracted from things that don't matter. Yeah, like I always say, shiny object. I will say it till I'm blue in the face. I don't care. If nobody wants to listen, I will keep saying it, and I don't care. I don't care. This matters, and this can happen to all of us globally. This is genocide. Yeah, no kidding. She said, I hope everyone stays safe and well. Stay angry. How much more will we allow? It's not naturally happening, and it's not the aliens. I know it's not. She said, flesh and blood beings are doing this for the greed and power. I'm sickened by it all. Much love to you all. Remember, you're all not alone, and many are awakening. We need old-fashioned phone trees. God's going to save us all. Yes, I know. I hear you. I really do. I hear you. It's just, it's sick. It's sick because all of those people suffered. Like I said in the video that I did about it, imagine being so scared and afraid for your life that you jump into the ocean just to save your own life. Imagine that. Imagine having to do something like that. That has got to be one of the scariest moments of anybody's life. I can't imagine ever having to do something like that. I think I would lose my shite. You know what I'm saying? So sad. And before I go, I'm going to leave you with these videos that were sent in by community members. All right. I will see you guys in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fearless. Ciao.
Today I'm going to show you how to make the most reliable, long-lasting, portable, and highly nutritious food in the world. It'll last indefinitely without refrigeration, so you can easily stockpile it for emergencies. Now, contrary to what most people think is Spam, it only contains 2 types of meat, pork shoulder and ham, plus a few seasonings. To make your own Spam, first cut a pork shoulder in steaks like this until you reach the bone, and then keep cutting around it. Back in the day, our grandparents wasted nothing. Save the bone, smoke it, and use it to flavor your other dishes. Next, simply cube up all the meat like you would for stew. The Spam you buy today isn't what it used to be. I'm old enough to still remember the real thing. The last time I ate it was in the 1970s, and I've never tasted anything as good since then. Now, once you're done, move on to the ham and repeat the process. When both the ham and meat are cubed up, spread them out evenly onto a baking pan and stick it in the freezer for 45 minutes or so. Now, while the pork is chilling, it's time to make the slurry, and you'll use this to cure the meat. Take a large stainless steel bowl and add some tender, quick sugar, kosher salt, and cornstarch to bind everything together. And finally, add 1 cup of ice-cold water. Give it a good stir until everything's dissolved. Now, after the meat is cooled for 45 minutes, take it out and pass it through a meat grinder. First the ham and then the pork shoulder. And once it's all ground up, add the slurry on top. Then mix everything together using your best kitchen utensil, your hands. Spread it out and pack down the mixture into a bread pan. Now, today I'm making this batch to eat right away. That's why it's in a bread pan instead of a jar. But I've also pressure cooked my Spam. It'll keep just as long as the cans that way. Now, place the smaller pans into a bigger pan filled with water and wrap the smaller pans with aluminum foil. Place everything into a preheated 250-degree oven for 3.5 hours. Now, here's what it'll look like at this stage. But it's not ready to eat just yet. Rewrap it with a double layer of aluminum foil, place a brick or something heavy on top, and let it cool in the refrigerator overnight. The first thing you'll notice when you take it out is this beautiful and tasty gelatin. Now, make no mistake, this gelatin is not fat. It comes from the breakdown of collagen fibers liquefying under heat. Now, the reason you probably haven't seen it in a can of commercial Spam for years is because they recover that gelatin for use as pork flavoring in other products. And I have to say, for me, this looks, smells, and tastes even better than the original version. But don't forget that this is survival food. Spam was invented in America during the Great Depression to help feed thousands of hungry and desperate people. After it got us through the Depression, it fed our troops throughout their World War II victory. Cans of Spam from back then are still being discovered completely edible. And even today, during hurricanes that shut down the electric power, the store shelves empty out of toilet paper, batteries, and Spam first before all other supplies. Spam does well in hard times, and so do the people who eat it. Our grandparents had a lot of other survival foods and skills that we no longer have. Just click on the link below to find out more survival skills that we've lost to history.
Remember how mortified we were when we found out about lab-grown meat? Well, it's no big secret that one of the largest investors into this lab-grown meat company is no other than Mr. Bill Gates, who also happened to buy 275,000 acres of our farmland here in the US. But you want to know what his newest business venture is? The end of last year, he invested $100 million into Hormel Foods Corporation. You see where I'm going with this? Now, Hormel Food Corporation is a massive parent company to many other large companies. Would you like to see a list of all the food companies Bill Gates has his hands in now? Now, it's interesting because when he was asked about his extensive ownership of farmland here in the US, he says that I have invested in these farms to make them more productive and create more jobs. Do you guys think that's true?